Is it on? Yeah. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I hope and pray that you all are doing well during the tough time of pandemic. I, Assistant Professor Ashish Navik, welcome you on behalf of the Department of Management Studies of Bansanga's SMCT College of Science, Commerce and Management Studies. Today, 30th July 2021, this wonderful afternoon, we have gathered here on virtual Zoom platform to conduct a webinar on scholarship for education in foreign universities by resource person Dr. Liji Santosh, Vice Principal of Bansanga's SM Shetty College of Science, Commerce and Management Studies. Starting with a quote, a thousand-mile journey begins with a single step. So I believe that you all present here have taken that first step by joining this webinar. Somewhere in our syllabus, we have learned the concept of LPG, that is, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Nowadays, the term globalization has gained more importance. Many businessmen and entrepreneurs are trying to take their business at global level. In an increased globalized world, studying abroad is gaining more importance than ever. Studying abroad has many benefits like it enhances our network, helps us to learn new culture, develop confidence, explore the world, experience a different style of teaching and many more. So dear participants, if you are planning to study abroad, you are at a right place. Now I request our principal sir, Dr. Sridhara Shetty to address the gathering. Sir, over to you. Principal sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Vice Principals of the college, Dr. Liji Santosh, and happens to be today's resource person also, Professor Sandesh Shetty, BMS coordinator, Professor Nidhi Chandrorkar, my colleagues, Professor Ashish Navik, Mrs. Ashwini Devadiga, and other colleagues, and dear students. Dear students, I am addressing to you. I think you were there in the campus in your first year degree. Most unfortunate, we could not meet because of the pandemic last year, and one more in TY also. I can understand the pain you are going through because you are totally deprived of the campus life. Of course, this is a global phenomenon. We can't do anything. But your college, your institution, taking care in every respect. In that context, even this webinar also taking to the higher levels, facilitating you what you can do for higher education abroad. Now coming to the context, globalization has come to stay in India since 1991-92 onwards. Drastic changes have taken place in many fields, and the field of education is no exception to globalization. Almost all the boundaries of the countries opened for higher education for the students of different countries of the world. Students, you know, there is a sufficient testimony in the history that there was a situation wherein foreign students used to come to India and study here. Especially two universities, one is Nalanda and other one is Takshashila. Now the trend has changed. And according to the survey, out of 100 top universities, India did not figure even one. Therefore, top universities are found in the US, Canada, UK, France, Germany, New Zealand, Australia. Maybe their curriculum may be different, their syllabus may be different, and most importantly, what is most important is the pedagogy, the teaching practices and methodology. They are totally different. And one more thing is, students, when you go abroad for your studies, you will be independent for 18 months or 24 months, and that would be the best lesson. And here, everything would be taken care of by your parents. And you are independent, and you are exposed to the globe. Exposed to the globe. And if the studies for 18 months or 24 months, there is a provision at the end, I think for 6 months or for 1 year, a concept which is called as earn while learn. This concept is also there. I repeat this point, earn while learn. And that will expose to you to the real contemporary world. And one more thing, which you can understand after your study, that mostly in India, we are mostly concentrating on output-based education, but in the foreign universities, it would be outcome-based education. Output means your quantity, 80%, 85%. I am first class, I am O grade, I am distinction, etc., etc. My pertinent question is, what is its weight in the real employment market? If it is the outcome-based, the education would make you a kind of what is a real product ready to the market offered employment. And such a situation would be provided by foreign universities. Of course, whether it is UK or USA or Germany, I think 1/3 of the professors from India only, the great professors from India. Okay, this is the background. Now, going to a foreign country and studying there is not that easy task. A big process is involved. Many agencies are also involved in Bombay. So many things are there. And you need the information of the foreign universities also. In this respect, I appreciate the initiative taken by the department under the leadership of Nidhi Chandorkar and also Dr. Lijji Santosh, who has researched into area, gathered facts and information, and today within 1 hour, Dr. Lijji Santosh is going to provide a capsule summary of the information which is vital to fly abroad for your higher studies. Dr. Lijji Santosh, I appreciate for that because this is very much required.
Thank you, sir.
What will happen in the USA or Canada? And even I am interested when the students are applying from SM Shetty to study abroad. Even I am interested, in spite of my busy schedule, I am inviting them to my cabin. At least I would like to have a chat with them for 5 to 10 minutes. Because that is a pleasure for me. Since 10 years, so many students have gone there and many of them settled also. And after 5 or 10 years, our students are going to provide an excellent opportunity of organizing global alumni meet so that we can converse, we can discuss from different corners of the world. And one more thing, I think Dr. Lijji Santosh is going to explain, but I'm tempted to say now itself. The point is, if you are from SM Shetty College, in some of the USA universities, if you are from A grade college, NAC A grade college, you are going to get some exemptions also. So I take this opportunity to appreciate the efforts taken by the BMS department, and also resource person is not an outsider. Our inside faculty, Dr. Liji Santosh, the vice principal. I welcome all of you and our vice principal, Professor Sandesh Shetty, then BMS coordinator, Professor Nidhi Chandrorkar, and Ashish Navik, and recently joined to our family, Ashwin Devadiga, and all my students. Listen carefully, and you can shoot a number of questions at the end so that most of the doubts can be cleared. I wish this function quite useful, fruitful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Principal Sir. Now I request Assistant Professor Ashwini Devadiga to introduce the resource person of the day. Ashwini ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Ashish sir. Good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Professor Ashwini Devadiga, and I feel elated to introduce our speaker for the day, Dr. Liji Santosh, a woman of virtue and simplicity. Dr. Liji Santosh is a doctorate in economics, and she has 24 years of experience in teaching undergraduate and postgraduate students. Her research career started in 2005 by taking up a project with NABARD as a research assistant. Major area of research projects were on bank linkage credit worthiness of women in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. She has presented and published papers at national and international conferences. Also has delivered talks on self-help groups, gender equality, gendered experiences, and climate change, studying abroad and funding, research funding, lockdown musings and mindsets for new normal at various forums in India. She has chaired several sessions of symposiums and conferences across India. She is also the member of Syllabus Revision Committee at University of Mumbai and also the member of Ad hoc Board of Studies at NM College of Economics and Commerce. Ma'am is also associated with NGOs like Economics Club of Mumbai and Women Against Cyber Abuse Foundation. Currently, she is the head of the Department of Economics and also the vice principal of Band Sanghas SM Shetty College, Powai, Mumbai. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you as a resource person for today's webinar. Over to you, Liji ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Ashwini, for that beautiful introduction. My pleasure. Good afternoon to Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sandesh Sir, Nidhi, and all my colleagues out there and from BMS, and all dear students who have come with high expectation about this session. I hope I meet your expectation. I have made it very simple so that everybody understand, and I have not taken up US and Canada and Australia because it was going too much. So I have concentrated mostly on Europe only because now most of the European nations are in much demand, because I have done a little survey with the students whom I was available to me. So they said, ma'am, concentrate more on Europe. So even I thought like it is better to go for Europe, because now European nations are looking forward for Indian students more. We will do sometimes if department invites me again on US, Canada, and Australia. So with that note, I would love to share my PPT. If the host allows me to share, please.
You are in mute, ma'am. Liji ma'am.
Liji ma'am, you are on mute.
You are in mute.
I think somebody muted me. Yeah. So now,
I'm sorry,
so, yes.
accidentally.
It happens. Okay. So, yeah, this is my topic, scholarships for studying abroad. I have created in such a way that, I'm not missing out the students' queries on studying abroad, which generally comes about passport, visas, and all those particular things, which are actually different from, institution to institution. So a small roadmap which I've prepared for this is like how to go abroad and basic eligibility, the test and the competitive exams to be passed, and some extracurricular activities. As sir said in the beginning, like he just can't, he wanted to say that, ours is an A grade college. So in American nations, like basically in USA universities, like one is I have founded out, and one is Lincoln University, and many more such kind of universities are allowing Indian graduates with 3 years graduation is enough over there, if the college is an A grade college accredited by NAC. So that's an advantage for our students, so that they can pitch into those universities because since they are from an A grade college. So students, you all are lucky in that case if you want to go and join to USA. It is because our governments are in mutual coordination and in agreement to study abroad, and it is with Nehruji's time it is happening. So now with NAC and upgradation, so the leaders have updated these informations, and accordingly they are actually allowing us. So this extracurricular activities, I will talk here itself because I have not kept any slides due to it's around 45-50 slides. So I have to speak a lot. So therefore I have not kept any extra slides. Students, if you are a member of student council and if you own a position, and if you are a CR of your class or an ACR and a CL and sports representative or cultural representative, you get 1 extra credit to enter into these kind of universities. So it's very important. You work for cultural committee, you work for NSS, basically the gender cells of the college, you get another extra credit, because this is called as you are a socially responsible citizen in many of the nations abroad. In many of the nations abroad. Yes. So your leadership quality certificates, which normally at the end of the term, I have seen that Sandesh sir provides you with a student council certificate. So that will help you out to study abroad. So you are an A grade college, and there are so much of small clubs in the college, like nature club, management association, and you are one of the office bearers of these particular clubs. You have one edge to get into that. So your credit points goes up just because you are acting as a member of all these particular things. Isn't that great? I believe it is really great. So be an NSS member or a DLLE member, and those certificates has got a value, because they believe that, a student who is socially responsible will be very responsible abroad, right? So I'll move on with our work. Yeah, this is actually a dream for many, learning abroad. Yes. So I will quote Roosevelt: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." It is not just dream, but follow your dreams. Very important. So I've divided it into 3 parts. First, we will start with the basic requirements for studying abroad. Very, very important. What are the basic requirements? As a parent, as a teacher, I believe first thing, no doubt you are academically, you should be good. That goes without saying. But apart from that, what's it? First thing is finance. Money matters, students. And when you go abroad, basically in all those countries like Europe and Canada, Australia, USA, and in high demanded nations, which according to the surveys. So obviously their currency value is more than our currency, isn't it? So therefore, money matters. So how will finance, you can accumulate finance. So your planning is very important here. So it is said that if you want to study in a European university, on an average, the expenditure for one academic year crosses 40 lakhs. So money matters. How can you get it? 2 ways. One is you have to search for a university which is public funded, most of the universities in Europe, are actually funding the students very well with their scholarships for international students. And one more thing is the public funded universities other than UK, I said other than UK, they don't charge tuition fees. So you just have to accumulate money for your expenses. You can work there and then you can earn. Educational loans are available through several agencies, State Bank of India in India, and even government. I'll let you know later. Apart from that, most of the universities abroad demands English proficiency other than your GMAT and other tests. IELTS is basically demanded mostly by European, Australian countries, but TOEFL is more demanded by US and Canada. So IELTS now has been overtaken by IDP in India. Previously, it used to be conducted by British Council. Now it has been taken over by IDP. Very recently it is. So you can apply for IELTS exams. Scores are generally valid for 2 years. People are thinking about increasing its validity because of the huge demand. And pandemic, it has become very online. The third thing which now the countries across Europe and other nations are taking care is about your health and character. Many people are asking for a character certificate from the last school you have studied or the last college or university you have studied. So many nations now, why it is just because they wanted to have a radiological or a medical checkup from an authorized agency. And this will give a background about the latest, just because of the latest concerns on pandemics and epidemics. So just to demonstrate that you are healthy, nothing else. It is not a big deal. And obviously the character certificate, if somebody demands, then accordingly you can. So these are the basic requirements for studying abroad. And what is that? Like finance, money matters, English proficiency, health, and character. I hope it is very clear for you. Second thing which always comes in our mind is what are the documents required for studying abroad, for abroad applications. So I've categorized it into 6 because some universities, again, it differs from university to university, nation to nation, but there is no uniformity. For example, if it is SM Shetty College, Tolani College, everywhere it is different. Similarly, it is with any nations abroad. But some commonality is there amongst these, so which I will put it forward. Like first and foremost thing is application, which we need to show. Very important. Fill up very carefully, twice, thrice, and read every sentence in it. And as far as possible, you do it by yourself. Otherwise, why are you 20 years old graduates? Don't depend upon anybody else. Take out the application form, take the printout, fill it up properly. Generally, it is all online nowadays. So online filling up the forms are very, very required. Then everything will be detailed. It will be there in the university websites where you are planning to apply. Then not only nowadays, it's always something which is very popular is like they look forward for a statement of purpose. What is statement of purpose here? What is your intention behind choosing that particular university? If you want to go to Cambridge, why you want to go to Cambridge? So that definition and that detailed, they need it. Universities wants to know why you have chosen that university. So that talks about your statement of purpose. Students, there are n number of websites available for how to write statement of purpose. And even with a huge lot of, you can say, samples available, like how to write it. So you can definitely refer that. You can definitely learn that. Even British Council is providing a small course on all these particular things. How to write a statement of purpose, because here you cannot afford to make a little mistake. You got it? Then comes academic transcripts. Go to SM Shetty College, 6th floor, counter number 1. We have a transcript department over there. Now, even we are trained about like how an academic transcript should be. So here your college has to recommend you through this transcript, which the universities demand. Like this student belongs to our college for this last 3 years, and what was the qualities of the students, everything is described here. Some universities actually send some pattern to us, so we accordingly we prepare the transcript, and the transcripts you can get it by applying to our counter number 1 in SM Shetty College, and any other college students are there, even they will be getting it. Then comes letter of recommendation. Here your professors matters a lot, right? So we can recommend our student as the student was very good and the student was academically relevant, sports the student was good, and I mean a charm of the college and blah blah blah, we can recommend you to that. So our recommendation letter matters. So these 4 things are actually very common for every university abroad. Then your detailed resume, what do you do? So as a student, what kind of resume you can create, isn't it? So students, you need to have some activities, some clubs associated, you were doing this, your certificates, all these things are going to matter. For a BMS students, even your internship matters, your project work matters. So all these things should be there in your resume, a detailed, beautiful resume. Yes, again, there are a lot of websites which will carry you. Of course, your test scores matters. Apart from being academically brilliant, you need to score very good either in GRE or in GMAT examinations or SAT examinations. Then your TOEFL exam. TOEFL exams, you see, highest will be 9, lowest will be 1. Don't expect that if you will get somewhere between 1 to 6, you will get anywhere. You will not get anywhere. You need to score around 7, 8 to get into a better universities, and up to 9 definitely good. So you need to have good scoring in TOEFL examinations also. Then some universities in Europe and in Canada, they do provide what is called as some kind of just a second, students. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So they are good at asking you for an essay. So they just want to your proficiency in writing an essay about the university you have chosen to apply. So that's something very good. Actually, they do that. Above all, what's more important, you should have a valid passport. A passport which will expire only after 6 months of your completion of course. Please see to it that if your passport is planning to expire or just will be, just you need to renew your passport first. And if you have no passport, please prepare and keep ready your passport if you are planning to study abroad. Very important is to have a valid passport. Passports, you can easily make it online. It is not at all a difficult task nowadays. So that's very, very important. I hope my point number 1 and point number 2 is very clear for all of you. Before further I fetching into our major area called as scholarships. Yes, everybody, please use the chat box. There's almost all of them are students only. Yes, so that I feel like you are engaged. Otherwise, I will feel like only I am talking to the screen. Yes, so people started saying you are very clear about it. Yes, so yes, please keep using chat box. Otherwise it will not be an engaging session. So please keep using chat box. So there are two things which are very clarified all those particular points to you. So now detailed one, we need to have like university wise discussion or college wise discussion. Country wise also it differs. That is the reason. So now comes scholarships. I told you in the beginning, like money matters, right? Money matters, students. And with scholarships, I have met students like who have not spent a single penny to study in Europe. So they have covered up everything in their scholarships. How proud that student should be, isn't it? So therefore, you should see to it that you are not bothering your parents for studying abroad. You get everything through your scholarships. So there are universities who accept 2 scholarships, some accepts only 1, they are very particular about it, and so on. I have basically concentrated on only on those scholarships which are trusted and which will provide you some scholarships. Some nations are very expensive in Europe, and basically, as I told you, it was going, like beyond the pages. So I stopped myself to Europe. Basically, Europe is everybody's one dream destination, European nations. And I've taken up some of the Dutch nations, Ireland, Switzerland, Italy, and UK, of course, and nearby universities. I've clubbed it with some of the Indian scholarships, because government of India provides a lot of scholarships. And since I was told that, management students are more, so I have selected those universities which is providing management education. For example, Cambridge University, very popular, isn't it? Very popular. But they have management courses. It is not like that they don't have management courses. They do have, but they don't fund them. They don't give any scholarships to the management students. I don't know why, but it is there. We can't help it, isn't it? They don't. But when you think about Oxford, yes, Oxford is providing a lot of scholarships. So let's learn now. Yes. So let's think about Indian scholarships for studying Indians. I'm always proud to be an Indian. Let's start with our first slide, Government of India. How our government is promoting us to study abroad. If you will remember the history of leaders, whether it is Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, all were, all have studied abroad. And that gave them a lot of exposure to learn and to watch. And their mindset changes when you travel abroad and when you see universities abroad. And it's really nice that, when you can collect little money, travel. It's always better. So if you can travel to universities, I'm actually thankful to my college, because once they've allowed us, me and my BMS team and some of the BCom students have come along with us to travel to Europe. So some universities we have seen. Frankly speaking, from there, I have developed this interest of studying this particular area of scholarships. So Department of Ministry of Education, Government of India, they provide a lot of scholarships. They not only provide scholarships to Indians, but also provide scholarship to underdeveloped nations like Ghana, South Africa, and all those people they do provide. Apart from that, they provide, there are a lot of schemes like external scholarship schemes, national scholarship schemes, for poor people scholarship schemes, central subsidy schemes, scholarships announcements are being done. Like if you will open up this, I generally prepare these slides because I take the print screen, in your language, what's that, Photoshop, something, yeah. So I take it only when, just prior to the day of the presentations, because it keeps on changing and you get some new updates on their websites. So let's trust this Department of Ministry of Education, Government of India. If you will open up these areas and the scholarship announcement, if you will go, you can find a scholarship by the country Qatar. Qatar has announced a scholarship for Indians and for their universities. So this is the recent one. Yesterday when I opened up, I could see that. So you should definitely use this. So see to it that you all are taking the photoshots of all this, screenshots of all your this presentation, because every slide is information. It's going to be very informative, no doubt about that. Okay, so this is one, our own government website, which provides you scholarships to study abroad. Fantastic, right? Now, some of the Indian scholarships, just because of the tie-ups. So once in the month of April or May, I have presented one for the BCom section. So wherein I have detailed, because BCom, the requirement is different and your requirement is different. But still, I'm very proud to say the oldest association of India government and US government, we call it as USIEF, like United States India Education Foundation. Many scholars have studied from here. Many of our Mumbai University registrar is a Fulbright fellow. So this is like United States India Education Foundation. So wherein, we have got this tie-up long back in 1950, when Nehru and that times, like people have from USA have signed a pact like India and USA will be tied up. But it has nothing to do for management education. So therefore, it's very general and it's good for teachers. So my colleagues who all are here, they can apply whenever this USIEF Fulbright fellow college will be very proud to have them as a Fulbright fellow. So next one is DAD. DAD I will definitely explain to you, because DAD is providing, it's again an exchange program between India government and German government. It is for us also. Now, students, if you will open up this DAD India website, there is a program coming up for the students to pursue post-graduation in the academic year 22-23. It is on 5th August. It's on 5th August. Don't forget the date. It's on 5th August. Register yourself for that program. They will tell you how to study in Germany and how to do research. And in my presentation also, I have shown special slides for German scholarships. Because if you want to study in Germany, if you are married also, you can take your spouse, and that expenditure will also be borne by the German government. Isn't that great? So DAD India is such an association for Indian students to study abroad. But the only thing is, nobody will give you money at free of cost. So you need to be an excellent one to obtain these scholarships. But do you know, students, when we study with the help of scholarships and not depending upon our parents, that's the beautiful feeling one can ever have. So please see to it that you are scoring very well in your examinations and you are taking part in college activities and doing the best as a leader and proving yourself excellent. Nobody can stop you from this. So see to it that you all are attending this webinar organized by DAD India for studying in Germany. Everything they will be providing to you. So yes, so moving on to the next slide. This is my favorite because it helps the needy. It helps the needy. And that's known as Individual Grant Scholarships and Educational Grant by Tata. Tata Scholarships, here this is my example of applying for scholarship to you. Students, if you have pen and pencil, because here whoever are sitting, for example, myself, your Sandesh sir, your Nidhi ma'am, we all believe in writing down the points, but you all believe in only photoshops, isn't it? So now let's see, like how can you obtain a Tata educational grant. Educational grant in Tata, generally they give it to the people who live below poverty line. But there is an exception. One of the grant, people, it was started in 1892. 1892, just imagine. So it's more than 100 years old scholarships. Tatas are no doubt, they are the pioneers in starting up all new ventures out in India, whether it is public provident fund or anything, any benefits. So this scholarship has got a lot of value. They provide travel grants. It's even for the teachers. If you want to present your papers, you don't have money to travel abroad, you can apply for the travel grants from Tatas. If you're very poor and you don't have money to spend, last time I think I was narrating the same story of, you heard about our former president of India, K.R. Narayanan? People, you all heard? His family was such students that they were not even able to meet 2 times meal in a day. Such poor family he belonged to. But he passed with flying colors. Excellent gold medalist. He wanted to travel abroad. No money. Somebody told him, apply in Tatas. He applied, but he had to travel to Mumbai to appear for the interview for scholarship. No money he was having. He wrote to Tatas, I want to travel, but I have no money. So at that time, They sponsored him to travel to Mumbai, and he won the award. He traveled abroad and he studied and he secured. And when he was back, definitely government of India has embraced him with the highest post here as possible. And then finally, he became the president of India. So one of the leading example for this is Tata's example. So now as I told you, I am going to take up this as an example for you to apply, how to apply for a scholarship. Okay, so this is your example, and rest will be very much information. We will go very slow, because to apply for scholarship also there are a lot of process after process. So I have taken Tata Scholarship as a process for you all to apply for abroad. So the candidate who wish to pursue their full-time masters, let us go, PhD, postdoctoral, research fellowship, any field, JN Tata Endowment Scholarship is available. So the amount, which is basically varies from 1 lakh to 10 lakh rupees. You can see the amount, right? I have pronounced it correct. Yes. Full sum is not available to all the chosen candidates, but the candidates may get at least earned 60% of depending on their, previous academic results. So results ज़्यादा important नहीं है यहाँ पर. And but the submission of, which I told you in the beginning, statement of purpose, letter of recommendation is needed. For example, if you are applying for JN Tata Endowment Scholarship, then you need to get a letter of recommendation from our principal. Okay, and then principal sir will be providing you this with a statement of purpose that this student was here and he was a good student. Accordingly, you need to prepare that. Normally, the process of application in almost all the universities, they starts for the scholarship starts in the month of December. So the whole application process nowadays, not only nowadays, it's like last 5 years, Tata started with internet applications, online applications. So the results will be sent in the first week of July, because there is a long process. Now let's see what is the process. This is almost the same process for almost all universities, in all the colleges across the globe. So let us follow this. Now, for Tata's it is, okay, you need to be an Indian resident. Condition number 1. Okay, I told you in the beginning, proud to be an Indian. Academic qualification for a master's degree is a bachelor's degree from an Indian university. You are getting it from Mumbai University. Academic score, Tata asked only minimum 60, but yes, competition will be there. So this is about last year's, 30th June 2021. Upper age limit is 45 years. So, our principal sir cannot apply for it. Neither I can apply for it. So 45 years is the upper limit. Other all can apply for you. Candidates must be an Indian citizen, and it is very clearly written, the same thing which was talking about. Then, if at all, 1 year you applied for scholarship. Second year, you need to apply it again. Third year, you need to apply it again. So every year you need to apply it again. So normally 30th June is always the last day. Now the process goes on. Tata Scholarship selection process is very comprehensive, and it consists of 3-level screening. First is the initial screening. Okay. What is this initial screening? Initial screening talks about you should have a consistent academic achievement. This is what, when the first years comes to college, we keep on saying, don't take your first semester lightly. Every semester score matters. So if you are good in your first semester, you should be good in your second semester, you should be good in your third semester, and so on. So it should be slowly progressive stage. Participation in, I told you at the beginning, extracurricular and co-curricular activities. For example, if you are participating in your management, Department of Management Studies program, and if you are participating in your management association program, accountancy association programs, it is called as a co-curricular program activities. If you are participating in cultural committee, sports, extracurricular. So if you are participating in all these things, you are winning, that will give you some very good thing, Scores in your GRE, GMAT, because you are applying abroad, with Tata Scholarship. GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, all these things also will help you. So this is also matters. Then there will be some objectives, targets. This is the initial screening. Candidates who will be shortlisted will be notified by the email. So this is the first stage, initial stage. In any scholarship, this is the way they normally do the scholarship screening. So yeah, questions started following on. So yeah, second stage, that is online test. First stage may our applications, according to our certificates, everything will be screened. You will be online test. Candidate who have been shortlisted will be asking, an online exam similar to the TSA test, that is called as Thinking Skills Assessment Test. Okay, if time permits and if your Nidhi ma'am permits, I will take one of your thinking skills assessment test because I've got a set of tests with me now. Then after TSA examinations, candidates who have been shortlisted will be invited to an interview session. Very tough, right? Candidates must, however, first submit all the scanned copies of the student supporting documents. तब तक सारे सब कुछ वो लोग ले लेंगे तब तक. So second session is online test. Third stage is personal interview. I told you, Narayanan Story, our former president. So personal interview ke liye, the applicant will be called. So it will be purely technical in nature. The applicant will be checked with their subject knowledge. They will be questioned about the scope of their studies. Candidates applying for their second year would be experience. They will be asking about their first year experience and everything. In Mumbai, basically, this happens in Mumbai. You don't have to travel at all. And the director of endowment and a subject expert perform this particular interview through a video conferencing. Okay. Now, the Tata Scholarship for Indian students pursuing higher education is not guaranteed to those who are selected for the interview session. So if you are selected for interview session, that doesn't mean that you are getting the scholarships. So if you are you are passing through the interview, you will be gaining with the scholarships. Now, after winning the scholarships, what all things you need to do? If you are chosen for the scholarship, you should complete the following formalities. And what are they? To complete all these necessary formalities, you need to choose your nominee, and his your guardian must go to the administrative office. Your parents, or if your any guardian is there, you should go to the administrative process. They must have an appointment and secured a visa also in advance. Okay, so visa you will be getting through the process of any countries abroad. To enter to a formal arrangement, they arrange a meeting with the trustees, Tata trustees. Okay, one must first provide written proof of their ability if they are applying for Tata Scholarship loan. So ability to repay. So 10 lakhs maximum you get. 10 lakh is not enough to study abroad. So Tata's offer scholarships. So what I heard from one of a student who recently got through this COVID time, Tata's have provided the student a scholarship of 7 lakhs to study in Sciences Po in Paris. And he has taken loan from Tata for 40 lakhs. Other than that, it was not required because Sciences Po also was providing, but he just applied for 40 lakhs. So the trustees questions the parents. So the parents are not from a big background. So they said Tata's agreed to provide 25 lakhs of scholarship, and you won't believe the interest rate is only 1%. So this is what is the, that's why we always feel like they are really great people, isn't it? So, but depending on your economic background, if you are economically sound, then also they will provide you. But yes, the interest rate will be higher because anyhow it is a private trust, right? Now, this I have shown it previously also in one of my presentation. These are the numerous amount of scholarships available in India to study abroad. Take a screenshot and now let's go to study in Europe. Before getting into study in Europe, I need a water break. Let me just drink some water. You can ask some questions in the meantime. You can put it in the chat box. I'm watching it out.
Ma'am, there are a few questions.
Yeah, I have seen it. Wait just a minute.
I think we can take it up towards the end, ma'am, the questions.
Yeah,
Or
yes. Yeah. So this is study in Europe. It's a dream destination, no doubt about it. So I'll start with European Commission's first, that is the foremost scholarships, which is called as Erasmus Plus. This scholarship is not available to study for UK because UK has done a Brexit, isn't it? It's no more a part of EU. So it is provided for the EU countries, like the 27 nations now. Other nations will not get it, who are not a part of European Commission will not get it. So if you want to study in France, you are eligible for Erasmus scholarships. If you want to study in Germany, you are eligible. So yes, such all EU nations, you will be getting this scholarships. The process is as what I told you about TATAS. That is why I took more time over there, because that is the 3-stage screening. And there is a university, I'll tell you, like where 4-stage screening also happens. The second one, it's available. It's called as British Council India. They provide a lot of scholarships. And for women, you heard about STEM, no, students, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I know it is not applicable for you, so I didn't show it to you. Then apart from that, they even provide annual IELTS scholarship. If you are very good, you scored very good in your IELTS exams, which used to be conducted, I say once again, which used to be conducted by British Council, but it is not conducted now by British Council. Okay, so for them, they also, provide you with this, this scholarship of British Council India scholarships. So there's called as Great Scholarships in India. And if you will visit their website, official website, see to it that you all are not just getting fascinated by anybody who is throwing out a website. Always visit their official website. Never take a chance of getting into anything. Yeah. Many I could see, when I was passing through, many questions were only when we should apply for. There are some scholarships which will say like it is going to expire in 1 month and 2 months and so on. So you should apply. Most of the scholarships applications are now stopped. It will be starting generally from August, and the period is up to 30th June. So you have to keep on watching and observing their websites for applying for scholarships. So like British Council India, the ongoing one is this. It is actually happening now. So yes. Now this, students now, please listen to me. I will be sharing some links on the chat box. See to it that all of you are saving it and keeping. And I request Nidhi ma'am also to save it and keep, because I know finally she will be asked all these questions by the students. Yes, Nidhi ma'am. So shall I share those things on the, like these links, on some of the links, which is very important for them to look into, basically for studying in UK on the chat box. Is it okay, Nidhi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so these links I am showing to them. I request you also to copy and paste, because with yourself, the reason is finally they will be asking you. Yeah. So therefore, I thought like if you can, like keep it with you too. Although I am sharing the links here.
Okay, you are sharing it on the chat box.
Yeah, so you can also take, because some other activities also should be there. No, otherwise children will get bored with the only talk. So
Okay.
therefore I thought like,
I'm not getting it on the chat box.
yeah, I'm just sharing. So these are the latest links which I am actually sharing it. This is about the current guidance about UK, since it is no more a part of, like the EU. So therefore, they have started up coming with these particular listed rules for entering into England, which will be something very good for students, for you all. And for your visas, these are the government uploads which has been given by UK. So this chat box which I am actually putting it into for you, this is basically for visas, okay, which all are the datas and all those things which you need to future plans for including visas. So this will help you out. You know, this PDF will, if you will open up this, you will be getting a PDF on this. I think the same thing I have posted it again. So that will help you out for that. Then there is a graduate route which government calls it as. That also I will share it with you on the chat box. Students, these all are actually some gems which you will not get from much places. So I thought I should share it with my students. Then I will also share Shivning. Shivning is something, I mean, no doubt it's something which every student should study and look into. I wanted to show their website also to you. So therefore, you can take care of that. Okay, so I hope you all have seen this. Now we will follow, continue with the presentation. This is Shivning. Tell me honestly, how many of you heard about Shivning? Shivning scholarships are basically meant for Indians. So now you can see somebody was asking me like when to apply. Here, this is the screenshot of their website. Apply from 3rd August 2021. Study in UK with Shivning. Shivning not only provides scholarships, but it also provides a lot of fellowships for the students to study in UK. And these scholarships are accepted by King's, Queen's, London School of Economics, many more countries in Europe. So Shivning is a fantastic one, which I really want to show their website to you, because that's very important. I hope I have kept it open. Yeah. Yes. So let me just share the website with you, because you should know that website, you know. Yes. So I think, can you see the website, students, everybody?
Yes,
Please
ma'am.
answer.
Yes,
Yes. So yes. So this is you can see like who can apply, the guidance, you can find the course to apply, application timelines, why you should study in UK, and the FAQs are given. About fellowships, again, find a program and you can apply, host, you can even host an Shivning fellowship timelines, everything is provided. So all the details are being here, and one of the most trusted ones, which is actually been followed by British Council in India, and they see to it that, you know, the students are following it up. And Shivning is not something new, it is very old one, and their newsletters are also there. So that also you will be able to find it out. So there is many you can find through Shivning website, and everything, you know, whether you want to know about the news blogs, the current Shivners, and so on. So this is an amazing scholarships which you will be getting to study in UK. I don't want my students to miss it. Very trustworthy and many more. Then I'll just show you, since I have opened up, I don't know whether, is it King's College is seen, Ashwini? King's College,
Yes, ma'am.
London?
yes, ma'am.
Study
Yeah.
at yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So
it's visible.
study at
Yes,
King's.
ma'am.
Yeah. King's, no doubt it is expensive. Why I've shown this? Because they never advertise. They never advertise. Because they are in the top ranking universities in the world. Why should they advertise? But it is one of the best one. Their prospectus for the students and everything has been shown. And yes, there is management courses, postgraduate courses. You can search for their courses. Scholarships, again, being provided by King's. They take special test for the students to provide scholarships. So King's is really, really an amazing one. And to learning and to graduate from King's, no doubt, it's nothing better than that. Now for moving on with our, otherwise you will get bored, na, students? Our normal presentation. So I don't know where I was. Yeah, I think I have again shared the wrong thing. Sometimes this happens. Yes. One of the oldest and one of the best, University of Oxford. It still got its charm. right? Calm, serene, best place to study. When you get into this university, you will feel like, oh my God, why I didn't come here before? It's that beautiful. So here there are two funds, which is basically meant for management students. This is currently, it is closed, no doubt. If you'll open up Clarendon Fund scholarships at Oxford University, it is currently closed, but it will open up, okay? So it is like it offers 140 scholarships every year for non-UK students. So India is one of them, okay? It is given all degree bearing and your field of studies. There are courses pages where you can go there. Postgraduate diploma courses are not eligible for the scholarships. Certificate and diploma courses are not eligible, but the degree course, which has got 2 years, so that is eligible for the scholarship. Clarendon Fund scholarships at University of Oxford. Apply for it. So what is the value of this scholarship? This scholarship is actually covers the whole tuition and college fees. What else you need, right? Scholarship for a full-time courses, you know, for a generous annual grant for living costs, that also you will be getting. And it's at least you will be getting, it was the provided 15,009 pound in this last academic year. Isn't that great? Yes. And there is a huge eligibility criteria, selection criteria. I told you once, right? Similarly, there will be screening and all according to your things. So you should know about Clarendon scholarships, funds provided by Oxford University Trust. Okay. Next. This is another Oxford University fund, which has been provided by again Oxford University. It's called as Rhodes Scholarship. Basically, this is for the management students. I was badly looking for you all, you know. So yes, so this is, you can see Rhodes Scholarship. And so the closing date is, you can see 2nd August 2021. So almost all the scholarships, because their season starts and the academic starts in September. So before that, they will close the scholarships. So this scholarship is actually opening date and closing date is given here. So the students who have asked questions on the opening date and the closing dates, you can see from scholarship to scholarship, it varies. Like I told you, Clarendon, it is already closed. But for Rhodes, it is going on. The last date is 2nd August. Okay. So Rhodes also provides such funds. You can see that the first Indian Rhodes scholars took up the residential scholarship, it is called as, in 1947. It's very old and our association is also very strong. Yes. Thanks to Government of India. Now we are moving to a scholarship, is called as moving from UK to some other country, University of Nottingham. Here we are welcome always, because we have the tag called as developing nation. So developing solutions for master scholarships. This is this scholarship is again, sorry, it's provided by UK. Somebody. Now, how much? So each year, 105 scholarships are being awarded. 30 scholarship will cover almost full tuition fee, while the remaining 50% of the tuition fee. This Nottingham is some little popular for India and African students. So because comparatively the fees is also very low. Then comes this is the, I was actually little confused with Nottingham and Maastricht. Maastricht is in Netherlands, and this university, Maastricht University Holland, it's got a lot of high potential scholarships, they are called as, and this is for the students outside the European Economic associations, and then they provide master's program. Scholarship will include the tuition fee, your living expense, your visa cost, and your insurance, right? So it is a huge, very good amount of scholarship you will be getting from this university called as Maastricht University. Currently it is closed. Now, next one is called as Radboud University. From where this Radboud is, this is again another fantastic university to be fetched into, because they believe in student exchange programs. They believe in all those prospective students from India, and they believe in the Indian abilities. Fantastic. They really provide us. What is scope for the programs? There are each year they provide 12 full scholarship, 25 partial scholarships are being provided to the students within the Radboud scholarship program for the masters. So this full scholarships covered almost 16,000 euros and the living cost of 10,000 plus euros. What else you need? Right? Partial scholarship is also not less, students. Like it is also covering up around 2,168 euros. That's good. And it provides all kind of, so if you will go to this university website, what did I say? Radboud, right? So it will provide you everything. Again, it is in Netherlands. Amsterdam. So most of us allow to be there to see this country. If you want to study in this country, University of Amsterdam is nothing less than any other country. Here, this nation provides two very popular scholarships for Indians. That was, I was very happy to see this. This is the way they are promoting Indians in their country. Amsterdam, everybody knows, because it's like a beautiful nation with less land and more water, right? Yes. So the first scholarship, Amsterdam Merit Scholarship. Okay, it is for outstanding students with a non-EU nationality. We are included in that. Amount is equivalent to 5,000 euros with additional deadlines. Generally, it is an annual feature, students. So date of application ends on 15th January. So you can apply for it. It's for scholarship for master students. It's called as Amsterdam Merit Scholarship. The second one is very popular in India. It's called as Tulip Scholarship, Orange Tulip Scholarship. It again provides for the master's program if you want to continue with Amsterdam MBA program, and it's for 5,000, again 5,000 euros. 5,000 euros are a huge amount, students, for a normal Indian. You know, that will be provided for Indian, Russian, South African students exclusively for us. Good, no? Yes. So it's called as Orange Tulip Scholarship. So these two scholarships, Merit Scholarship and Orange Tulip, are provided by whom? Amsterdam, University of Amsterdam. Now this one, not so much, but if you don't get any other scholarships, you can apply for this. 50 scholarships are available, ranging between 3,000 euro to 22,000 euros. If you apply for a 2-year program, application deadline is, now it is going on, it's 1st February 2022. Okay, so this is the university scholarship. Yeah. Next, the oldest university of Europe, University of Bologna, 900 years old. We were very fortunate to touch the land of Bologna, and the vibration, the academic vibration which we feel, that's amazing. Nothing can. They have this, you know, it's a university from Italy. So they will give you, if you are a student from India and with scholarship, they will give you a free training, because you know you need to know Italian. So they will give you a training on the language. That is now the country is ahead, whichever I am going to tell you. These nations need a bit of the knowledge of Italian. So you should know how you to speak Italian. So that's you. If you are talking about that, you need to have that. Yes. So what was I doing? Yes. This is from Sweden, Lund University, Global Scholarship. Again, they do provide a lot of amount. I think it is in batches, it comes in the Sweden University of Lund. And here this university is very popular. 2, 3 students of ours are there in this university. They provide a scholarship called as Global Scholarship. So they provide university, you know, covering like 25%, 50%, 75% of your tuition fee. It is a little expensive, but living in Sweden also, you know, sometimes it's right for our budget. It's really good. Zurich comes, no doubt, it's in Switzerland. Most of you know about Zurich. ETH Zurich supports excellent students who want to pursue master's degree in management, and they provide all kind of master scholarship programs. They provide a tuition fee waiver per semester and so on. University of Milan. I was not getting a better photo on website, so I have taken our own photo. Many of my students, if you are here present, maybe in the final year students, they'll be very happy to see this photo. This is University of Milan. And students, yes, a place to be, like, no doubt, Milan is the fashion house of Europe. And to study in this university in the heart of Italy, you should be really, really good. And then now they provide a lot of courses for Indians, basically some of the business administration courses, so which you are eligible for. How does Milan, University of Milan is providing such kind of programs and courses for the students? So the scholarships which is provided by them, it's called as excellence scholarships. So basically for the academic year 21-22, 153 incentives were available. So 53 scholarships of 6,000 euro each. And they don't, I'll tell you one more thing. University of Milan, University of Bologna, they are, countries, Ireland and Netherlands, Italy, France, these nations having public funded universities, generally they don't charge tuition fee. So it's already exempted. Okay. So you will be getting 100 exemptions and so on. So it's good. So that last date is already over, but whenever it comes, you can apply in Italy. So 2 universities of Italy have shown public funded universities. Students, although UK is known for education, ranking number 1, number 2, number 3 universities. But if you really want to have good funding without any glitches to study, and if you are very good, you should study in Germany. That is why I kept this as the last part of my presentation, because I know I have only 1 hour. We have started a little late, but I don't want you all to be hungry and, listening to Germany. It's not possible. So Germany, they are very perfectionist. They are very professionalist. So you cannot afford to have a single mistake also in your application, and you can see it everywhere. Some of the scholarships which they provide to Indians. Friedrich Ebert Stiftung scholarships. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce German well. So bear me with my pronunciation. I am not good in this. Students, they provide to so many nations of Asia. 40 scholarships each approximately are available. And they cover your monthly stipend, travel allowance, health insurance, your books cost, tuition fees, and all other expenses. So if you'll get into this scholarship, this is just amazing. I've taken only one session for an hour only on Ebert Stiftung scholarship, because it is that damn good to learn about the scholarship. Then comes 1,000 Heinrich Boll Foundation scholarships of 2021, which covers tuition fees. Again, you can see it covers monthly allowances, family children allowances, likewise medical insurance, funding, even for an international study tour. What else you need, isn't it? So this actually covers up to study undergraduate, master's, doctoral degree, all these programs funded by DAD also, like I told you about DAD India program, right? So all these programs, scholarships are being covered by this particular scholarships, which is offered by German government to Indian students. So these 2 scholarships are really, really blessed scholarships. And if you really want to be achieve the scholarships, you really need to be on your toes to achieve your academic degrees and all those little details which I've told you, like how you have to be excellent in all the activities across curricular, co-curricular, your project wise, your internship and everything. You should have that craving in your brain to get into this, because this is the right age to think about all such things. So you need to have that. Then about DAD, I have already told you, because DAD India scholarship is very popular. Again, I was not talking about, because I told you about the 5th August program of DAD India, right? I'm sure all of you are going to register for that. So it covers, 8 universities in Germany. It covers tuition fees, monthly allowance, and if your Ashish sir is going with his family children allowance, medical insurance, funding for an international study tour. Amazing, isn't it? That's what I told. If you really want to study with full scholarship, study in Germany. No other nation in Europe will give you so much which Germany can give you. IU Germany's largest scholarship is too big, but not much available for management students. I just kept it. DAD Germany government scholarship is also there. This is DAD Helmut Schmidt scholarship program, which is 100 years old one. Now they are this is 101th year of Helmut scholarships. So this is again covering the same thing, but this one is basically for the research students, who want to pursue a PhD in Germany. If their research proposal is very strong, they will be provided with monthly stipend, to and fro travel allowance, health insurance, books, tuition fee, your living expenses, everything. Except shopping, Germany gives everything to the students. Now, this is the last slide. This is the only private business school which I wanted to tell you, because it ranks really high. So I wanted to take you to John Hopkins also, but it is really, really expensive. And I don't want to show, because you don't even get that much scholarship, 60 lakhs, it's too much. So I thought like I'll show you the Munich Business School of Germany and what type of scholarships they are providing for masters and bachelors and, So the application process, how can you? They do provide some scholarship, but not huge because it's a private school in Germany, but it ranks very high in the world. How to apply? You should online application process. You should have a recent photograph, copy of your school leaving certificate, your reference letter or letters. You need to have a proper resume, copy of your graduation certification. Additionally, the current college or university transcripts. Similarly, students also should complete at least 18 years of age. And your TOEFL score. No. Your TOEFL score should be 85. Even IELTS should be more than 6.5. I told you IELTS maximum you can obtain up to 9. So 6.5. So even they want, for your academic purpose, they want an ELS English advanced level also. So it is literally little difficult to get into Munich Business School, little expensive, but they do provide scholarships to all of you. So I don't think that, I don't want to bore you at the lunch hour because it's almost 2 o'clock now. So I end my session and all the best for your future. I hope most of you will end up in any of the European universities which I've concentrated in, and I will put it in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Department of Management Studies, for inviting me and honoring me with this opportunity to talk to the students and share the little knowledge I could research upon and provide to all of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Liji ma'am. It was indeed a wonderful session. We are also motivated now to take scholarship and go abroad.
Don't leave the
Okay,
college.
so yes. Okay, so I invite Hamid sir now to take on the question answer sessions. Hamid sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Hamid sir.
Yeah, there are few questions in the chat box. So I'll take the first question from Mr. Ruben. Liji ma'am, it says, ma'am, does the NAC-A college help in getting admission in Canadian universities?
No, only in USA.
Okay, so I'll move to next question. When is the right time to apply for scholarship? I believe you have already answered. So ma'am,
Yeah,
still
I
if you want
think,
to answer, so.
yeah, no, I told you like it basically depends on university to university. So in UK, it normally stops by June, and some universities I've already shown you in Oxford one, like it stopped. It's actually last date is on 2nd of August and so on. So yeah.
Okay.
It
Ma'am,
depends.
there is one more question by Kashish. It says scholarship validation is for, can we apply in third year or we should apply in second year itself?
You can start applying now because you are going in the academic year 22-23, and some universities even needs your graduate certification. So you are not a graduate, and some needs 4-year graduation. So accordingly, you have to apply for. So you can join for MCom or MBA first year and complete your 16 years of education. Some of them in Germany, some of them really insist. So if you don't have such, so what they do is they will provide you with a 6 months certificate course over there, which is not needed in USA. Which is not needed in USA because you are an A grade college. So that will be very good for things. So that way, according to your year of applying to these universities, you need to apply for scholarships. So if you want to pursue your post graduation in 22-23, then now onwards you should start looking into these, because now September, October onwards, the session for scholarships will begin. Like Chanspo begins basically from September onwards, like Chanspo in Paris. So if you really want to do an economics post graduations, you can do it from Chanspo. So they are again a public funded university in the midst of Paris. So such kind of thing. Yeah.
Ma'am, can I ask you something?
I'm
What's your side, ma'am?
Hamid,
Yes, sir.
I think Kashish, you can write your queries on the chat box.
Chat box. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. I was about to take her another question. Ma'am, do we need a GMAT or GRE scores for Oxford universities? And there is one more
generally,
related question to GMAT.
yeah, generally GMAT is needed for any management courses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ma'am, there are actually two questions which is related to management and MBA. So they are asking, ma'am, which country is best for pursuing MBA or management studies? Which country is best?
After explaining so much, now it's your take. I have given you everything. I've shown you everything, like whether it is Oxford or you want to be there in Germany. And if you'll ask me my personal choice, I would say Germany. I would say Germany, not Oxford, because that gives me maximum scholarships. I don't have to spend anything. I can take even my family along, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the better part. Ma'am, there is one more question. If you want to apply for a course in USA, how do we start with the research to target the right college and courses?
Now, I will tell you one thing. If Nidhi ma'am provides me another chance
Yeah,
to do
that's what I
only
was
on USA.
about to say. You're complete encyclopedia, ma'am. And in fact, we want to know more and more from you. So maybe
Thank you
next
so
session on USA, then Canada, and then Australia. So we can have 4.
It will be better because USA, the USA, now, like it's huge and
Because
it's
I
too
just
much.
realized it just you manage completing the presentation in this time. Even Europe itself has got so many universities, so many
Yeah.
schemes. So I think subsequently we can go ahead for US, Australia, and Canada. Whatever suits you, we can go ahead. We are all
Actually,
game.
I have not included France. And frankly, I wanted to, but it's not so good for management students. I found.
All right. Okay.
My favorite is Sean Spo.
Sean Spo,
So
yeah.
Sean Spo is ranking number 3 in the world, but it's not good ideal for what last time also I experienced when I've taken a session with BCom students. So they said, Liji ma'am, management के लिए नहीं है ये सब. So I thought like अभी तो लीजी मैम सिर्फ मैनेजमेंट को ही देख के चलेगी. I was looking into it. That is the reason why I've included Munich Business School. But no doubt, the courses are awesome, students. If you can afford, na, go there. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
sir.
There is
Yes,
one
yes,
more
continue.
question. Like, there was a recent news that colleges are weighing off GMAT scores. So, is it happening in Germany universities too?
I don't have any idea about this.
Yeah,
So
I will say
yeah.
that
I will research and I will let you know this, because there are it's too much students. Like if something, if I cannot say no, if I don't know anything, I really don't know. It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, last
So
question.
far, अभी तक ऐसा कुछ सुना नहीं है, because the current sites are not showing that. So anyway, yeah.
And yeah, people, you should search, or you should ask, you should believe in the news which is given by the proper source. Do not believe the WhatsApp forwards and all. So yeah, that is my request to everyone. Like
That is
Liji
why
ma'am is answering.
I told you, no, Hamid, like in the beginning only I told you, like I have taken up only the trusted websites. I have not touched anything like which is not relevant. And
Yes.
mostly I have concentrated on public funded universities, because you have to trust the governments across, no? And all of them are actually sponsoring. I'll give you one small example, Hamid. If you go to South African nations, South African side, and a country which is not even known to us, Mozambique, I love Mozambique because of its scenic beauty. So one day, if time permits, all of us go to Mozambique, because it's very cheap and free port, we all can easily land in. So Mozambique is known for its beautiful sea beaches and everything. But Indian embassy in Mozambique is providing a huge amount of scholarships to the students from Mozambique. And they are giving them such kind of scholarships, which is not, beyond our beliefs. And the university in Mozambique is such a small nation it is. And they are so good in research, I mean, there is no way out. You just can't compare it with anything. And very old, but they believe in education. People have that freedom of mind. It's really amazing. So you should not only look into the fascinating places, but there are places, no doubt, there is a lot of civil wars and a lot of problems are happening. But at the same time, I found Mozambique very fascinating place. So scholarships, when you look into, you should only choose authentic sources, nothing else.
Yeah,
Like
that
a
is
South
right.
Indian
Like,
mom.
yeah.
Yes. Tell me.
Ma'am, last question. Is the process for Friedrich Ebert Fund scholarship similar to the Tatas?
No, it is different. And when the scholarships are actually announced, so the site, actually, these scholarships are basically for PhD, pursuing PhD and postdoctoral. Some noise is coming. Yeah. Postdoctoral students, it's good for them than for post graduation. But I would still prefer all of you to attend that webinar, which I told you, on DAD India, it is available. If you permit, I can show you the website in 1 second, if you permit me.
Yes.
So DAD India is my favorite website also, because I always look into it. And once I have written a paper also in that. So that's why, that may be the reason why I love it, because some of them are really good. So DAD India ka website, if you'll see, everybody, including my colleagues, because most of them are junior to me, so you all can learn. This is, you see this website, dekho aap log, dad.in. So ये DAD India website में if you'll see ना, you can study and research in Germany. बहुत clearly लिखा है. You can study and research in India and region also. That means Germans who are coming to India, they are also been funded. And there is a column basically for find funding. So this is the way, students, you have to search for your funding. Don't spend money. People are funding your education. Believe in that. And if you have, my colleagues, younger colleagues, if you have any good project, you really need, funding, you can apply through that. So now I'll show you like how this events. Can you all see? Ashish, can you see the events? See the web session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
See this is the web
Yes.
session I was telling. Master study in Germany. Can you see? So the entire master study will be defined to you from on August 5th, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. online. Organizer is our own New Delhi DAD people. So there will be commission, like German commission will be there, and then those commissioner will be coming up and they will be talking about it. And then again, another session for my colleagues, you can see PhD in Germany, 12th August. So I think this was useful, na? So इसलिए मैंने आपको बताया ये कि ऐसे देखा करो, So you will be finding out lot of avenues. And इतना सा तो जिंदगी है, अच्छे से पढ़ लिख के बाहर जाके घूम के आके चल लेते और क्या. चलो बोलो. Move
Yes.
on. Next.
Okay, sir.
Ma'am, there is one more question, but I believe it is the repetitive
Already.
one. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe you have answered all the question, ma'am.
Basically, students, is GRE thing, na, it is meant for technology science students normally. For you all, basically, it is either SAT or your GMAT examination. I will update you in the next session whenever I comes, you know, like whenever Nidhi ma'am invites me.
Okay.
Now I feel we should actually
We should
conduct a
stop. Yeah. With
series.
Q&A.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chalo, I think we can go ahead.
Okay.
Bore हो गया?
So we
Bore तो
can,
नहीं
I
है.
think,
Bore तो
wind
नहीं
up
हुआ
the
है ना? I
Q&A
think
session.
it
नहीं
was
मैम,
okay ना?
नहीं मैम,
consistently
it was
100
very,
लोग consistently हैं. That was the maximum capacity. A lot of messages we are receiving that they are not able to join. So we have to give them video recording of it.
So I think it was मतलब fruitful. You can stop
yes, ma'am.
recording. Oh, yeah. No, what of thanks.
Yeah, हाँ.
Students
So
are
Hamid sir,
requested, please don't leave the webinar.
yes.
We will be putting the attendance link. Please don't
Yeah.
leave the webinar.
So the students, the feedback link will be posted in the chat box. All of you all, please fill the feedback link and please keep your cameras on for a sweet photograph so that we can keep it for our records. So students, please keep your cameras on. And now I invite Hamid sir to please propose a vote of thanks. Hamid sir, over to you.
Yes.
Students, please keep your cameras on.
Good afternoon, one and all. I am Assistant Professor Advocate Hamid Khan, and it's my pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this wonderful event. Special thanks to our Principal Dr. Sridhara Shetty and also Vice Principal Dr. Sandesha Shetty, who was present throughout the webinar, and our resource person, our very own Vice Principal Dr. Liji Santosh. She provided us, like, it was the whole world tour. We got the information about many universities and the process and all the things, she was actually, Nidhi ma'am rightly said, she was encyclopedia. She gave us a lot of insights about the universities which we can apply, even before graduation and post graduation. So my thanks to everyone who have been present, who have been such a great audience here. So thank you everyone, and please fill the attendance link before leaving this webinar. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Sandesh sir, because Sandesh sir especially.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nidhi
But
ma'am,
We
what
can
is
stop
it?
the recording.
organizing.
Oh yeah.